Okay, so I guess we're going to start off by speaking on behalf of Infinite Mystery here. Just to start off with, wanted to give a few shout-outs on his behalf. He wanted to give a shout-out to, what was it, Mega Marino, Mega Man Runner, and also wanted to mention this game, world record is by Delm, so, check both of those people out. So this is Kid Niki, the Kid Niki 2, the second game in a 3-part Famicom series. The stages themselves are pretty straightforward, pretty linear. They all end in a boss fight. Along the way, you're going to see him collecting a few icons. The eggplants are used as sort of charge for his power-ups. One of them you see here is an animal power-up. Probably the most useful one in the run because he makes that sad face right there.
Yes, very useful, very useful.
There's a few others that we'll mention as the run goes on. Some other power-ups you'll see are his girlfriend's face, which acts as units of life, and then also Nikki's face, which is actual lives in the game. So.
Yeah, so he's collecting eggplants. If you see that eggplant meter on the bottom, every time he has an eggplant, he can use one of his power-ups. He has to go to that menu that you saw him do to pull up the elephant. On the left side, there's two choices. There's a shield and there is a wave beam. He'll be utilizing the wave beam and the shield against most of the bosses. The three on the right are different animals. One is a bird. That'll bail him out if he's ever falling into a pit. He can use that power-up to save time from not dying. The other's the elephant, which is only beneficial because it has a funny, sad face. And then there's a frog that he will use for only one jump late in the run. Outside of that, the animals don't really serve a ton of purpose for the speedrun.
Yeah, in general, the bird acts as a really useful sort of backup strat. The one he's using right now is a shield. One thing to note is that all the power-ups work in units of 10. Either the wave sword, for instance, giving you 10 shots with it, or the shield and the animals having 10 seconds worth of usage. So.
And you'll notice every boss takes 5 hits, I believe, or most of them. There will be 4 hits, and then there will be a slight invincibility frame between the 4th and 5th hit. That's why there, when he was using the shield to attack against it, that he paused between the 4th and 5th hits, because it has slight invincibility frame there.
This stage is pretty straightforward. There's only one real bonus area to it, and it's not used because it doesn't bring you anywhere special like the other ones do.
Right.
We should probably do a couch call.
Yeah, so, we already mentioned Infinite's playing the game, and the rest of the couch can introduce themselves. I'm Author Blues.
John Carls.
Eggman, I was just up there.
You may remember me.
You may remember me from such runs as 20 seconds ago.
Now, this next boss is my personal favorite just because of what Infinite Mystery here is going to do. Just stand on his head. I didn't know he actually had a separate sprite for this. It's incredible.
He's just confused and looking around, which is probably the best thing to ever be included in a video game.
It's fairly menacing.
So we have a $100 donation from Professor Frowny Face. It's great what you guys are doing. I've been having a lot of fun watching this week, but couldn't donate until now. Congrats to all the previous runners and good luck to everyone coming up. Thank you for that donation, Professor.
Now, Infinite Mystery actually just took the damage there, knowing that up ahead there would be 2 extra life ups for him waiting.
We should probably also mention that each level, he's going to be picking up an item that's speed shoes. That'll be making his character move much quicker. He just picks them up. They look like that power-up he just grabbed. They also make a lot of more difficult jumps more manageable. And obviously they make him go faster, which is important for going fast.
This is Wispy Woods' creepy cousin.
This game has a lot of improvements over the first Kid Niki. The first Kid Niki didn't have a life bar. It was a one-hit death. It didn't have any of these power-ups. The graphics are much improved, so it's definitely a more fun version of the Kid Niki franchise.
Yeah, they went definitely uphill through those games because the third became even more technical and elaborate, and I think overall probably a better game ultimately, though this one is definitely lovable in its own way.
Now this boss coming up will have the wave being used, mostly because he can fly up into the air and it'll allow Infinite Mystery to hit him very quickly.
Yeah, this boss is a massive troll.
Yeah, this keeps him from getting out of range of.
That was a
Kid
really,
Niki's
really
normal
good fight.
attack.
It's so easy to get a terrible pattern for that fight. So this stage is one of definitely the most technical ones in the entire run. A lot of these jumps are incredibly difficult, and we may get a chance to see him use the bird to bail him out if things go sour, but he seems to have gotten through the most difficult part already, which is great.
Yeah, and having the speed shoes makes a lot of these jumps possible that due to the momentum physics that you would need to make those jumps.
Yeah, a lot of the jumps don't look as tight as they actually are, which is kind of disappointing when a trick doesn't look as hard as it actually is.
And those stars, jumping on those is very hard. They can actually eat inputs pretty easily.
Okay, so he's going to use the bird here to bail out of falling off the level. As you can tell by him being a bird. And then I'm fighting a bird. Bird on bird violence.
He's very cute.
It's a little too adorable to fight.
Not for Infinite Mystery.
Not for Infinite.
No.
This level is supposed to be a maze of sorts, kind of. It's kind of the easiest maze in the world, but nevertheless.
I suppose casually it might be possible to get yourself trapped in sort of a corner because there's some corridors that end in dead ends, but I mean, I'd have very serious personal questions for you if you actually were able to get yourself stuck in here casually.
I can get lost in anything, so I could probably do it. Again, some more jumps that are probably tighter and more difficult than they seem.
I have a $10.01 donation from Too Good. Hey, Infinite Mystery, good luck on the run. Sending love from the whole retro community.
Now this next boss can actually appear in any of the corners on this screen, but as long as Infinite Mystery stays near the middle, he'll be able to hit him before he ever does anything.
Yeah, even though there's RNG here, it's pretty difficult to lose time based off it. Pattern's fairly easy to follow.
Definitely nicer when the boss stays higher in that, though. So this is a little boss rush to end off the run. One really frustrating part of this boss rush, though, is just how long it actually is and the overall cost of losing all of your health at any point. You go back to the very beginning of the whole rush.
You also notice that he pulls up the menu right before any time he goes into a boss. If he pulls up the menu to use a power-up against the boss, once he's in the boss screen, it will not let him use the power-up. So he's tricking the game into allowing him to use power-ups that are not intended to use against the boss. That's been going on this whole run. And this is weird.
A lot of these bosses are actually from Kid Niki 1. They basically just reinserted them into the next game.
So this is supposed to be sort of a... I don't know, he's trying to trick you.
It's a tricky one.
Be pretty hard to be confused by that boss, though.
These jumps are a lot harder than they appear, and the speed shoes are definitely necessary for him to do that, and that's why he took the time to use the frog to go up there to get those speed shoes.
It's actually really easy to die in that fight if you don't find solid footing once the boss fight ends, but before the floor reappears. So it's really important to time your jump along with the final hit.
And you had seen the only use for the frog there, we forgot to mention, was to get those speed shoes. He can't make that jump without the frog.
Here we see how some of the enemies in this game are actually made. There they go.
And time's coming up pretty soon here. Time.
Time.
Well, that's Kid Niki 2.
I recommend all of you guys follow Infinite. Besides being one of the nicest people I've ever met, he is an amazing speedrunner of dozens of games. So if you love NES games or other types
Or
of games.
27-hour streams.
Yeah, he's amazing. So please follow him. Infinite Mystery. The man, the legend.
All right.
Well, thank you guys.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you guys for the awesome run there of Kid Niki 2. Coming up, we have Chester Cheetah's Wild Wild Quests, and I was Velociraptor 42, and thanks for watching, and continue to watch these awesome runs.